What's up guys, it's Mike with Shallow Reefing coming back at you with another video, and today I'm plumbing the tank. Hopefully. We'll see. I'm not very good at this yet. So I have been hard at work plumbing this tank. Now, I did get a little bit extra on the 1-inch overflow for the drain line, and I decided not to get the white PVC in order to mock it up. So I ended up making this. So far, so good. I mean, it looks pretty good to me. I'll swing around to the other side and you guys can see my handiwork. Now don't look at the ugly white PVC. I'm mocking that one up because 3/4 inch PVC is super cheap. Now I do have 1-inch drain lines, and then I have the gate valve there. I have union here and here. I'm thinking about putting another union right there. I just don't feel like doing that right at this moment because I'm trying to figure out my return line. As you can see, it's going to be teed off with a silicone hose. I had to get a 3-footer because, you know, I bought a 1-footer and it's just a little too short. So my plan is to have it come up, go off to that T that's not connected right now, have a true union valve to the right, and that would control the water going to the right return. And then you see one that's kind of going down. Now I did that because I figured that this would be the best way for me to have plumbing to add on for my frag tank eventually. That's the plan. We'll see how that works. I'm still tinkering with this idea. And then obviously I wanted to have another gate valve here on a makeshift manifold, and I planned on having it on this side. Now the problem with that, I know this white PVC is driving me nuts too, guys. I know you're gonna comment on it. It's janky. It'll get better when I put the blue on. But over here, you can kind of see that this is right next to my control board and my drains that go into my filter socks. Now, if I'm over here, I'm gonna be doing tons of maintenance over here. Always changing out filter socks. Maybe one day I'll get one of those filter rollers, throw it in there, and then I'll have that sticking up too. I really don't want a manifold or another like true union that's kind of hanging over here because it's going to be so tight and I'm not going to enjoy it. Now let's swing over to the other side and see what I would be doing with this tank. So this is where it's going to come down, or this is a check valve there, and then this is also another true union ball valve where I can turn it and make sure that it's, you know, matching the flow on the other side of the tank. I figured that this one's not as important as the one on the other side because the other side is going to be closer to the return and it's going to have more head pressure that way, you know, least resistance and everything. But if I did anything over on this side with like a T, it would just kind of be like a jumbled mess, and I just don't want to do that. So I'm thinking the best bet is to put, I'm going to probably shorten that up to another 2 inches. And there's Brock. Hey, Brock. Brock. There he is. Good boy. So this will probably be shortened up and more flush in line here, but that is the plan for now. You can kind of see my handiwork on this side. Coming down. Whoop. I'm thinking this is going to work. I'm going to probably raise this up like a 1/2 inch, even though it's going to be really close to that gate valve there. Right there it is. So it's probably got 1 inch, so if I raise it up a 1/2 inch, should be good. And I've been using this miter box because, you know, Ryan from BRS said that it'd be better than the PVC pipe cutters. So I used the PVC pipe cutters to mock up everything, but that, you know, miter box takes a while. I mean, compared to just, you know, ratcheting it up with the pipe cutters. But I mean, it gets a nice clean cut. And I've been kind of polishing off the burrs, oops, with my grinder out in the garage. So some of you might be asking, you know, what type of true union are you using? I'm using the Hydroseal Canada. I mean, I know they have a CPEX one at Bulk Reef Supply, but they are like $24, $25 each. I can't remember the exact price, but then I found these on Amazon for 11 plus Bulk Reef Supply was, you know, sold out. I always want to support Bulk Reef Supply and not Amazon, but for something that's half the price, and I mean, it's for half the price. Come on, you got to get it for half the price. And if you're out of stock, I'm just gonna buy these. And so far, I mean, they're really easy to turn, and I really do like them. So we'll see how they hold up. So I cleaned up the white PVC a little bit more. I'm thinking once I have this, I'm gonna put like something against that post there and this post here to kind of lock it into place. Probably need to raise it up just a tad because, I mean, it's a little low for my liking. I like it up a little higher, that way it's kind of out of the way. So right now it's a, you know, if I put a light here, it might not be the best. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do that. Still need to probably cut right there and add a union, and I'm gonna have to take like out an inch almost of that to make sure that it sits, you know, perfectly flush, or else it's gonna shoot out to the left a little bit more. So I'm going to go do that, use this miter saw, and then start, I guess, grinding away, giggity, and PVC, cementing, all this stuff. I'll probably start with the far left one and then work my way and just do them one at a time. That way I don't mix up the parts. Wish me luck. So it's the next morning, and I finished last night with just this done. But you know, it's coming along pretty nicely, I would say. As far as using the miter box to cut it up, I did that for all the return lines, and then I kind of grinded it down on a stone grinder to get all the burrs and stuff off. But I'm thinking if I'm doing the stone grinder and everything, I might as well just use the little PVC, where is it? PVC cutters. Good God. Yeah, right over there. Might use those, and any edge that's not perfect, I might just take it and grind it down so it's completely flush. We'll see how this works for the return lines. So the drain lines are all perfect now. Swing over this side. Looks pretty good. Now you can see the PVC pipe, the white one. It's a little saggy here because obviously it's not glued in or anything. It's just a rough estimate of where it's going to be at, but I think I'm pretty happy with this. So I'm going to tighten that up and, you know, make that really flush to the back. I have this manifold, like one extra outlet over here. I got one over there that's going to be shut off for the frag tank if I ever plumb one in, and I got the return, or not the return, one of the return ball valves right there, so I can access it there, because eventually if I go too far to the right, there'll be a frag tank there and I won't be able to access it easy. And then if I swing over to the side, forgive my crappy camera work, I have one here, and then this is what the plumbing is going to look like behind it. So far, so good. These are the only two, well, three things that are plumbed in on each side. Then I wanted to make sure that I had this distance pretty good, because if I don't, I'm screwed. Let's get started. One thing I'd highly recommend is putting down some cardboard. I have dripped so much stuff and it would destroy the floor. Even if you had like paper towels down or newspaper, don't do that. Throw down some cardboard, everything will be good, and your plumbing will be coming along very nicely. So I got all the major components on. Now I'm just gonna do the large cross section. I'm gonna build that separately, then put it on there. All right, haven't glued the cross section in yet, but I'm liking what I see. Everything's looking pretty good. Now, question with that is, do I wanna leave it up, vertical? I probably should have put a union in here, like right in this area. Well, can't go back now. I'd wait a week or two to get this done. I don't want to wait any longer because I've been waiting forever to get this to where it is now. I could have that drop. Let's see what it looks like drop down. Well, I don't know. I kind of like it drop down. I might get some opinions from friends. I swear I'm never going to get to plumb my tank because I have to keep interrupting it to deal with my boy. Yes. It's worth it though. So one of the main problems I have with the tank, or the problems I've heard, is that the bean animal overflow that they have are just straight pipes. So what I've done is I've added the little U's for the traditional bean animal overflow, throw a little hole on the top of there for a little bit of trickling of the air, and it's just below the emergency overflow. So this should be good. I'm doing just a quick water test on all the seals to make sure that everything is good and there are no leaks right here. So far, doesn't look like there's any leaks. Oh, there we go. It's hard to see. All right, the tank is plumbed. Everything is good so far. So one of the things I do differently is that silicone pipe, man. Oh my God, that is a pain to get on and off. To swap out return pumps is gonna be a pain. I already kind of regret it, but I'm already kind of married to the idea. So what I'll probably do is have another return pump with a 22-inch silicone hose on it. That way it will easily work. Unfortunately, I have, let's see where it is, 2 leftover pieces. This was the first one that was a foot, and then that was a 3-foot one. So I only have 14 inches left on that one. So it's just a little bit bigger than the other one, or 16 inches, I would say. Overall though, the plumbing looks great. One of the things I do differently would be to add a union on the return line, one here and one here. I didn't have it, but I think that would have looked real nice and it made my life easier as far as plumbing and adjusting it if I ever wanted to change it in the future. But I think it wouldn't be too hard to just snip, add a union, but I'm not sure how the chemicals would react with the water. So there's that. Yeah, I'm gonna probably do a water test and see how this is. But unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever one you want to decide, it's on the sliders and I have the back wall there. My plan is to put contact paper on that back wall, and I'm probably gonna use that in a separate video. That way you can search it separately and see how well it works out. But I will be back with the wall filled with contact paper, or covered with contact paper, and then we'll be doing the water test. Hopefully. Let's hope for no leaks. Today is the day. I have removed the feet. Well, I guess you can't see them because the doors are open. Remove the feet, put some napkins behind there to catch any water or see any drips. I have cleaned out the sump, turned on the lights, about to get the return pump turned on as soon as we get the water going down the overflow. I have a hose coming from outside, about to fill it up, and I have it going over the overflow here. Now, I'm pretty sure with a bean animal overflow, I would not worry about turning this on full blast, but I'm probably gonna turn on halfway just to see how the overflow works, and then probably all the way just so I can see if the emergency drain works well. So, wish me luck. So I decided to get a video of Daniel in here because it's kind of amazing to have a tank this big and just throw your son in it before I fill it up with water. It's been my last time for photo ops of Daniel in the tank, but I think he likes his new playpen for now. Right, Daniel? I'm just trapped in a glass box of emotions. All right, we're turning it on. Let's see how it goes. Looks like it's handling it. Let's check out the pipes. I know, so far so good. We're filling this up. You watching, buddy? Let's open her up. All right, well, it's gurgling, so that means it's working. I have to fine tune it, but everything looks good so far. Moment of truth. Return pump is on. Okay. We have water. Let's see if I got a leak. Nope, got a leak. Shoot. So I took it apart and I tightened it up and it's still leaking, so I'm gonna have to take it apart and see what's going on. Maybe I got a faulty check valve. If that's the case, I'm gonna have to ask BRS to send another one, but we'll see what's going on. I have fixed the leak. It was a loose O-ring in here for some reason. I never took it out, so it wasn't even my fault. So I guess so far I got no leaks on any of my plumbing. All right, let's knock on wood and hope that everything goes well, because the filling up process is working pretty nicely. And it's all working according to plan. So far, everything is looking good and I have no leaks. Now, the only thing that is a little irritating is that it might be a little too loud. For me, at least. You can kind of hear it, kind of not. I'm gonna have this running for a little bit longer. But overall, I am pretty dang happy with how everything is going. So, guys, some of the things I learned, I don't think I needed to use that miter box at all. Everything seemed to work out just fine without using that miter box. When I cut it using the PVC pipe cutters, I kind of rotated it, and then when I used my PVC cement, I would rotate it when I was pushing it into the ends for the connections. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with how this turned out and all the plumbing. I think I did a pretty good job on the overflow, but still need to fine tune some stuff. All right guys, that's all I got for you this time. Next video should be going over aquascaping. So if you like what you see here, you want to see more, click right here to see more. And as always, comment below and let me know what you think about this build. I will see you guys next time.